Are you looking to make some passive income or even start a side hustle? This is also for all my fellow designers and freelancers out there looking to add another revenue stream to their income. I'm going to introduce you to Printify, a print-on-demand platform that can help you start generating income today. I'll show you how easy it is to create a product and how to get started for free. Before we get started, my name is Michelle and I've been in the marketing game for close to 20 years now, and I love to share what I've learned in the tools that I use with other entrepreneurs. So if this info resonates with you or if it feels helpful, please give the video a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this one. And if you have questions, you can always leave those in the comments. Alrighty, let's get creative with Printify. All right, we're starting out at the Printify website. So this is where you can create your products and then push them to whatever platform or store that you want to sell them at. And yes, you can get started for free. I do have a link in my description that you can click on and you can get started. One of the things that I actually love about Printify is that they have so many different products that you can customize. There's a few different print-on-demand platforms out there, but Printify, I really love their selection. So you can take a look at these by just going to the catalog, and they've got everything that goes from clothing to beyond. So any kind of home or houseware goods. I sell a lot of candles. I really loved that they had candles as an option. So those are really fun to customize. They've got different types of drinkware, phone cases, whatever you can pretty much think of, notebooks, blankets. Sky's the limit here. You can really dive deep into it. They've got all of these categories and subcategories here. And then they've got a few, breakout categories like summer picks. So for the summer picks, they've got a few different t-shirts. They've got hats, tumblers, just a really huge selection. So it shouldn't be hard to find something that you want to customize. And I will show you how to create a product. Before we do that, you might be wondering, okay, where can I sell the stuff that I customize? Currently, I'm using Etsy and my Shopify. I've done a lot of sales on Etsy, and that was kind of how I got started. And then I decided that I wanted to play a little bit more with Shopify, so I pushed them there. But they do have other store options. So anything from TikTok to eBay, Squarespace, WooCommerce, BigCommerce. It looks like I have Walmart. They've got a Printify pop-up. They've got a lot of options out there for you to sell your stuff. It is good to keep in mind, though, that if you are wanting to get started for relatively low cost, then you're going to want to find a platform that doesn't either take a lot of effort to set up and that doesn't have a lot of cost up front. For example, Shopify, you do need to pay for that and then design your store to get that set up. So that might not be the easiest option for you if you are wanting to start selling. TikTok could be relatively simple, and I don't think there's a charge for that. So if you want to sell products on TikTok Shop, then you can definitely do that. Etsy would be another great option. You don't really have to design any kind of site up front. Do keep in mind, though, it is about 20 cents per listing, so that if you create products and push them there, you're going to get charged about 20 cents for every 4 months, I believe. At least that's what it was the last time I checked. If that's been updated, you may just have to clarify that, but relatively low cost nonetheless. Things like Squarespace and WooCommerce, you have to have your website kind of built out. So if you're not wanting to put a lot of work into this and that's not a skill set that you have, those might not be your best options. So again, quick and easy, I would recommend TikTok and Etsy. If you are a little bit more advanced, then I would say Shopify, Squarespace, or WooCommerce might actually be a good fit for you. So let me show you how easy it is to make a product. I'm going to go over to Catalog, and then I'm going to go to glassware. We're going to do a mixing glass, like a 16-ounce pint glass today. So I'm going to choose this one. And then all I have to do is hit start designing. And then I will need to upload my art. So if you're a designer out there and this is, nothing new to you and you've got designs that you want to sell, awesome. All you have to do is upload them here. If you're not a designer, you may have to get a little bit creative in creating your content. You could do that through platforms like Canva. I use Adobe Suite, obviously, which is a little bit more advanced. Other ideas, you could generate AI stuff from like Mid-Journey if that was of interest, just as long as it's not in any kind of copyright infringement. You don't want to be selling anything that has trademarked designs, which could get you in trouble. So as long as the designs are of your own creation, even if they are sometimes generated from AI, you can get away with it. So sometimes when you are creating your product, especially if you're doing like a t-shirt, you might have different colors and sizes and variants that you might need to address and pay attention to. This is just the one glass, so there really isn't any variance, but that is a good thing to keep in mind when you're getting this set up. So all of your design tools are going to be located on this left panel right here. So I can upload my art. I can create an AI image if I want to. I can add text. If I have things stored in my library, I can do that. They also have like a graphics library that you could do. And then you can also pull things in from Shutterstock and Fiverr. So there's a lot of options here, especially if you aren't a designer, to start creating some things. I do have a design that I've already created that I'm going to upload. So I will choose this option up top. And I've got this graphic that says the future is fluid. So I will just resize this because it's quite large on the glass, and we're just going to make it a little bit smaller. So with this layer, you're going to be able to see all of the details about the width, the height, the scale of it from your uploaded art, and you can make any adjustments over here as needed. If I want to take a look at this and preview it first, I will hit this button, and then it's going to give me a preview on the product. And so I can see the future is fluid. And then I've got also, they've got some context photos, which is really nice. Those are, those are generated and you can easily pull those in to your store. So there's not a lot of extra work that you have to do in staging what these things look like. If I like it, I'm just going to hit save product. And then I get to choose what I want my main view to be. So if I like this guy over here, I might choose that. And then I get to edit my product description. I'm just going to add to it. I'm going to put the future is fluid. I'm going to call it a pint glass instead of a mixing glass. And then I can take a look at the description too. And if there's anything that I want to adjust, don't really love the way that they do their bullets sometimes, but we'll just make tiny little adjustments here. Do read through this, because if there's anything that doesn't make sense or is super generic where it's wanting you to plug in information, you're going to want to make sure that you read through that. But that looks great. And then for shipping, I'm just going to have it automatically assign a shipping profile. And then pricing, this is where you get to set what your pricing is. So for this, if you're going to have a lot of variants, you can actually select all, and then you can adjust all the variants at the same time. But it's going to give you that inventory, the SKU number, the retail price, the profit that you're making, and then your profit margin and your production costs. So right now it costs $6.14 to produce this product. And then Etsy also has a fee in that as well. You can also see what the buyer's shipping cost is going to be. And so this is the number that you would want to adjust. So if I want to say, oh, I would rather have this be $15 and then my profit is about $7, sometimes it makes sense, instead of to have really odd numbers, choose a price that feels reasonable. Of course, you don't want to sell this for $100. That wouldn't make sense. But do choose it to be reasonable and something that you're comfortable with. Another thing that you really do need to note when you're doing these print-on-demand services like Printify is that you do have to pay for the production cost up front. So you need to be prepared for that. So if you think you're going to hit it rich, if you sell a ton of products, you are going to have to pay for the production. You will get the full amount from the customer eventually, but it's not going to be right away. So that does require having a credit card on file that they can charge those production costs to. You definitely wouldn't want to hook something up to like your personal debit card. So it is a good thing to keep in mind. You need to treat this as a business. And so I wouldn't have something that is related to personal finances if at all possible. If you have a credit card, even if you have a business credit card, I would highly suggest doing that so that you can have those charges go to one place and then you could pay those off every month once you get reimbursed. There's a few more published settings down here that you can look through. And then if we are comfortable with where everything is at, then all I need to do is hit publish. And then you can see that it is currently publishing that to my store. It does take a couple minutes, but once it has finished processing, it will say published. And then if I want to copy this to another platform or store that I already have set up, all I have to do is click on this more actions button and then click on copy to, and then I can choose another store that I have set up. So currently I have that Shopify. I'm going to copy my products over there. and then it says the products has been copied. In order to switch stores, I can click on this drop down and then I can move over to my Shopify store. And then this is currently unpublished, so you will have to go and publish it manually to make that live. I'll hit confirm, and then it'll take a few minutes to finish that up. And really, that's all it takes to get started. It's very easy to create the products and then send them to where you want to go. I love the selection of products that Printify has to offer. So if you are really just wanting to start out, play around with this and see if you can make a few extra dollars. I know that I've made a couple $1,000s just from playing around by creating products, and a great way to use your design skills. Of course, the only thing that I like to make sure that everyone understands is that it's not entirely passive if you are having to set up a website to support your products, like a Shopify, a WooCommerce, or Squarespace, that it does take just a little bit of effort to set it up. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer whatever I can. Be sure to check out the link in my description to get started yourself. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.